Hello, this is Tammy Hewlett from Swimming in Stamps, and welcome to one of my Technique Thursdays. Today I am going to be talking about the photo editing tool on my digital studio. And I've got a couple fun techniques that you can do. This page that I did of my son actually only took one photo and used several techniques in photo editing. So I'm going to go over that and then maybe a few other tricks if I have time. So the first thing I did was open my photos. That's on the resource palette way over here, the little camera. So if you hit that and then hit browse, you can go through all your photos and you can see I have tons of them, but under my pictures I had highlighted these pictures from Disneyland in 2011, and here's the photo right here. So let me bring that over, the original photo, and what I had done was I just sized it down, and that's basically what this photo is right here. So I'm going to copy that 2 more times. So Control C, Control V, and let's see, and one more copy. Okay, so I'll show you how I did all 3 of these. The first one was super easy. I just highlighted the photo and then went over here to the Design Center and selected Photo Effect. And just clicked right here on black and white. You can see you can also select things like sepia. You can make the whole thing blue, the whole thing red, get all sorts of different effects. Brighten, darken. You can mirror it if you want to do a page where, let's say you wanted it on the left-hand side, so you wanted to flip them around. You can even make them go upside down. Not sure why you'd want to do that, but you could. You can blur them. I don't think I want to do that. So anyway, you can play around with this, but like I said, I used the black and white. So that's how I did that picture. And then the center one was a little trickier. What I did first was copy the picture and paste it in place, because this is actually 2 photos right on top of each other. So to do that, go to Edit and select Copy, and then Edit, Paste in Place. And it will put 2 copies right on top of each other. And in fact, you can see that if you go over to the resource palette and select layers, you can see that I've got 4 photos now, not just the 3 that I started out with. So I'm going to click on the top one, and the first thing I'm going to do is go over to Photo Effects and select black and white and hit OK. Now I am going to move that behind the top copy. So I can either go to my layers palette over here and just simply move it down. You can see that now it went below. The other thing I could do is make sure I'm highlighting the top one, and you can go over to this little layers icon and say send backwards. Okay, so 2 ways to do the same thing. Now I want to work on the photo that's on top. So I'm going to click on the top photo and go to Photo Effects. This time I'm going to select Gamma Correction and hit OK. Now you can see that it's a little duller. It's not quite looking the way mine did up here on my scrapbook. So what I actually did was turn the opacity down to 50%. Now you can see it matches this one above. It's because the black and white photo is behind it, you can't see through the whole photo, but it gives it a really fun effect where you're kind of fading into the color. So I really like this. I've used it a couple times on some scrapbook pages. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete all these photos because I really don't need them. And just show you a couple little things that I did in addition to my photo editing for this page. I did lots of background layers. one of them, oh, here, I wanted to show you one other little trick. Let's say that you just want to know kind of what you put on your page. There's a couple ways to do it. One is you can go to this layers palette, and as you scroll through it, it's going to show you, oh, I used a chevron grunge, I used the U from the Amped Up amperstamps, sorry, ampersands, said that wrong. And then down here you can see all these different overlays that I used. I used a bunch of backgrounds, muted notes, daring adventure, some chevrons. So what I wanted to show you was the muted notes. That is a stamp brush, and I'm going to go over and hit stamps first and hit browse. Muted notes is, I'm not really sure if it's, yeah, it's under the designer part. So I have to click this open and go all the way to the bottom. This is a little trick that I learned from my upline, Kimberly Van Dypen. And I thought it was a really neat idea, so I copied what she did. There's an overlay 4 on muted notes. I'm going to bring that over. And it's really big. But all I wanted were the dots. So I highlighted it and cropped it. And I just cropped out the dots without the flowers. Kind of like that. And hit OK. And then I just expanded it really big, kind of like that. And I got a warning, but I just said okay because I'm going to just end up making this really, oh, maybe I have to expand it a little bit more. Here, let me get to the bottom of this and just get it a little bit bigger. Okay, then all I did was change the color to white, and I turned the opacity way down because I wanted it to be nice and subtle. And then moved it just way to the back. I think I put it down to about 20 or 30%. Nope, a little higher than that. Maybe it was about 50. Yeah, that looks like about right. So anyway, that's how I did that effect. And so you can just see those little circles here. And then lots of other overlays. And that was really it. So I hope you enjoy this photo editing technique and just this little idea for backgrounds for your paper. Thanks, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.